Hi. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the 7 lessons that I've learned in my journey to becoming an entrepreneur. I'm hoping this is going to help some of you to avoid the mistakes I made along the way and hopefully make your journey much more faster and easier than I had to go through. So let's just get into it. Now, the first thing that you need to learn or to know as an entrepreneur is that entrepreneurship is taking the road which is less taken. What do I mean by this? Now, as an entrepreneur, obviously, what you're trying to do is you are a person who's looking at doing something that has never been done by anyone before, or that people know needs to be done, but are afraid to do so. That is what it means to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is just someone who's not afraid to take risks. You're just willing to do things that are absolutely out there that no one else is willing to take. This might also mean that sometimes, and coming from a good place, you might share this with people who might be your closest friends or relatives, and they might be telling you that you shouldn't do that. Don't do this. It's dangerous. Don't do this. People always fail at this all the time. Half the time I know so and so who tried it, but you are not so and so. You are you, and the fact that you're feeling this passion within you that you can pull this off, it means you should try it. So, an entrepreneur, you should know one of the lessons that you should know, or one of the things that is should be an indicator that you're actually supposed to be an entrepreneur. If you are filled in a passion within you to do something that everyone else thinks is not possible, but you really feel convicted that this is something that you need to do and it's not being done by someone else, but obviously after doing your homework you see that there's a lot that can be tapped from that, then you should go for it. So that's the first lesson that I learned when I started my journey to entrepreneurship. Now, the second lesson that I learned in my journey towards becoming an entrepreneur is that entrepreneurship is one of those trades or professions where faith is constantly tested every day. What do I mean by this? What it just basically means is every morning when I wake up, regardless of whether I've got a calendar that I've set aside, granted I've planned my week, I know I've got meetings here and there, I've got people to see and orders to fill for customers, for example. There usually is something that always throws you off. But as a man of faith, I embrace those challenges. I look at them with the anticipation of a child who's opening their birthday present, for example, that every day is like a present. I'm like, what's up for today, and what surprises lie ahead of me. But as I anticipate these surprises, I anticipate them with an attitude of challenges that I'm going to be tackling that day, which are going to be taking me to the next level. So you must look at every day as a day which is going to be having positive surprises, an opportunity for you to learn and actually go to the next level. So, but for you to sustain that, you must have the faith that whatever you're doing, you are going to succeed. Whatever challenge is going to come by your way, God who actually made you go and walk on this path is not going to let you down to actually fail, or in fact, whatever is coming your way is actually an opportunity for you to grow and even expand your brand alongside the things that you have put in your plans as a strategy. The third lesson that I learned as an entrepreneur is that you must be clear about what you're called to do. Understand your mission and your destiny clearly. I actually wrote this down. Now, this will help you to know when to put certain things on hold, or to gather more resources, to create new connections, to help you achieve the bigger goal. So you see, there are times where maybe you might think I actually made this mistake at some point early on in my journey as an entrepreneur. I just started one of my endeavors, and when that business was doing so good, I just felt, let me expand, but without really understanding, without really fully understanding how the dynamics of that market, of that industry worked, and also how it's different from region to region. I just went in, took whatever I had. Of course, the entrepreneur in me was a maverick and was like, let's go out, let's invest. But then I took all the money, went into a new region which I wasn't really conversant with, and then I lost all of my investment in that particular endeavor. So what I should have done instead is I should have taken time to make sure that I've got enough funds to sustain my new business venture. Learn also about that new area I'm going to be investing in, and explore if there are any possibilities for me to team up with other people who understand that market better and actually grow better. But of course, I've learned from that. It was an expensive lesson, which I hope you guys won't have to pay the tuition for. Lesson number 4. Now, you must understand the dynamics of seasons and cues for moving on to the next level. Now, this is very important. I think whenever you start a business, in fact, there's this concept that I read in a book written by Simon Sinek. It's called Start with Why. I'll see if I can also offer the link in the description below for you guys to check out that book. Beautiful book. But it talks about the theory of diffusion of innovation. That's the word. So in this concept here, explains how there are different types of people. There are people who come to your, I'm oversimplifying this of course, there are people who come when you start something or a product. You've got the first people who come to get your product. Okay, those people are not necessarily going to be customers forever. They're just there, they're testing, it's in their nature to test out things. Then there are those who come shortly after those, or some who stick around. Then those ones really are quite pivotal into a business, because they're the ones who are going to convince what is called the majority to actually come in and join into your brand. Now, if you do not understand who is who when you're starting your journey, in my example, there are certain suppliers that I used to get medication from. Wonderful people. Absolutely beautiful, wonderful people. But at the stage that I am at now, I can't still continue to go to them for supplies, because they can't fulfill the type of orders now that I require. The level of efficiency that I now expect is not the same as I could settle for back then when I was starting. The type of professionalism that I expect is now at a different level. But it doesn't mean they're bad people. They're still, if I were to start again today, I would still start with them, and I'm forever grateful for what they did. But what you need to know and learn as an entrepreneur is you must learn to pick the cues when you're supposed to move on to the next level. Which brings us to the fifth lesson that I want to share with you. Now, this lesson here, I always joke around with my wife about this. This is especially important when you're going out, if you are in fact, as an entrepreneur, really, you're looking for customers, be they business to business or direct to consumer, whatever it is. But one of the most important things that you need to learn as an entrepreneur, you should learn to ask. Just learn to walk in and say, hi, listen, I sell oranges. Do you want to buy oranges? The worst thing that person is going to say to you is no. Then you walk away unscathed. Nothing happens. No one has ever died from asking, can I sell this to you? So you must learn to ask. You might be asking, like this example that I gave of selling. You might also just be asking for help. I'm looking for this type of help. Do you think you can help me out? And this is an extra tip I want to share with you. If you're in the business of selling items, you must tell yourself, depending on the market you are, there's what is called a conversion rate. It differs from market to market. So you might find that maybe the conversion rate for, say, selling oranges might be maybe 10 out of 100. What that basically means is, out of 100 people that you're going to ask, only 10 people are going to buy your oranges. So you should go out there telling yourself that, okay, today I'm going to ask, I want to sell 10 oranges, but for me to sell 10 oranges, 90 people are going to say no, then 10 are going to buy. So if you just go out and do that, you find that selling becomes easier, and you are anticipating those no's as you are asking people to buy things. So don't say I didn't tell you about this tip. Very useful. Try it next time when you're trying to sell something. Now, anyway, tip number 6 or lesson number 6, get a mentor. Get a mentor in a chosen field or discipline. Now, I know a lot of people, again, this is another massive misconception. Getting a mentor doesn't mean that you go to someone and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, can you be my mentor? And then you sign some kind of mentor-mentee kind of agreement. It doesn't work that way. A mentor is just someone that you look up to. It can be someone that you're watching from a distance, who's in the same industry, that you're emulating. You're looking at how they run their business. You're learning from the great things that they're doing. You're also learning from their mistakes, because it doesn't mean that if someone is far ahead of you in what they're doing, that they're doing better than they don't make mistakes. But the advantage you have, though, is you can observe from their mistakes and not make the same mistakes that can sometimes be costly in the tens and thousands or millions even for some people. So get yourself a mentor. I've got several mentors that I have. Some of them I've never met. I've never met Dr. Strive Masiwa, but he's my mentor because I follow his content online. He's got a beautiful Facebook page. But I would advise you that you follow him on LinkedIn now, because that's where he puts more of his content now. But beautiful nuggets that he shares. If you just read up on that, you'll actually definitely be, especially if you're in the tech. If your entrepreneurship journey is inclined towards the tech side of things, you definitely learn a lot. But otherwise, even if it's not tech, you learn a lot. You can also get in mentorship by reading books. Read a lot of books. Okay, I have to be honest. I read But what I do most is I listen to a lot of podcasts. So what I also do is like these days I'm binging on a podcast called Diary of a CEO. I believe it's by Steve Bartlett. I'll see if I can also share the link below. Beautiful interviews that he has with these captains of industry. You learn a lot just by what they share. So make sure you get yourself a mentor. It can be someone just even within your neighborhood. It can be someone like I gave you online where you do the content. It can be from a podcast. It can be from books. But get a mentor. Get a mentor. It's absolutely imperative that you get a mentor if you're gonna be making it as an entrepreneur. Now, the last but certainly not the least important lesson that I learned, or that I would want to advise you as an entrepreneur as you're working this journey, is use the internet wisely. Use the internet wisely. Now, this is mostly applicable to the youth. I know that there's a lot that is now available, online. There's social media. There's this content on TikTok, on Facebook, which doesn't add value. I'm afraid, which is mainly meant for entertainment. There's nothing wrong with getting entertained once in a while, but you must do it in moderation. However, you must rather now perceive the internet as a tool where you get to learn. There are different platforms. The Facebook that I'm talking about, like I just told you, the mentorship that I get from Dr. Sari Masiwa, I get it from Facebook. Though I now try to avoid Facebook as much as possible. I go in there, read what I want to read on this blog, and try to get out of there as quick as possible so that I don't get drawn in. You can also learn from YouTube. YouTube is a beautiful platform. Again, there's a lot of beautiful content, valuable information that you can learn. You can learn anything from even how to write your paper, your thesis. You can learn there how to do that. You can learn how even to create videos like I'm doing right now. I learned this just by looking up on YouTube how to create a channel so that I can be able to share this information with you. That's why I'm doing this right now. So there are also a lot of platforms that you can also get to learn about, like, professionally. One of my master's degrees, I actually did it online, believe it or not, virtually, without even leaving my job. From start to finish until I graduated, I was just doing it online. So you see, this is a powerful platform. The internet is a powerful platform that you should use to improve yourself. And as an entrepreneur, it's absolutely imperative that you learn constantly. And if you can take up courses as well to improve how you do business, you should take them up. I will share the platforms that you can actually. There's what is called FutureLearn. It's a site where you can actually go and learn. You can also go on edX. It's another platform that you can go and actually learn professional courses and learn a new skill that will help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I'm going to provide the links in the description below for you to check out all these websites where you can actually learn. For some of the courses are free, some are next to free, some have got partial scholarships, but you can check out and see what works for you. So otherwise, thank you so much for listening in. If you found my content useful, please don't forget to subscribe, like my video, and also do comment. I'm sure you guys have got a lot of things that you want to share, so I'd really love to hear from you and your feedback on what you think works or doesn't work, or where you think also maybe I might have left out some things. I also share a lot of some of the information that I'm talking about here. I wrote a book which describes how I got to where I am, and I share in there some lessons that I think you might find useful. So I'm also going to leave the link to that in the description. Otherwise, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.